Well, we're moving on to round 8 of Vodacom Super Rugby, and it's been a fairly strange one overall if you look at the picture insofar as results go. No South African team until now has managed a win in New Zealand or Australia, and likewise no team from the Antipodes has managed a win away from home in South Africa. So plenty to talk about. Obviously a lot of focus on referees over the last couple of weeks, and we'll be speaking to Lyndon Bray shortly to address one or two of those issues. And we'll have a special guest in studio from the Hurricanes, rather from the Crusaders, a little later. They are in town and take on the Lions at Ellis Park on Saturday. I'm not alone in studio, and it's good to see a couple of old faces back, not back from injury, but from a pretty good run in the Varsity Shield competition. John Mitchell, and a man who's seen more live rugby matches from the sideline than the crater has moons, Owen Kumane. Ace, let me start with you, because I mentioned that interesting little fact that it seems teams aren't touring very well.
Yeah, it must be a big concern, especially for overseas teams, where in the past they've always managed to come to South Africa, pick up the points, and it's not happening at the moment. And it's also an improvement from a South African point of view, whereby home ground advantage, to be successful in this competition, you've got to make sure you win your home games. And the guys are up for the ante, they're up for the games when they play at home.
And that's the whole point, isn't it, Mitch? The difference generally is winning away from home and winning on your tour.
And the reason why I think we're thinking like this is because the competition seems so even. There's not a big range between teams, and it's probably the first time that no particular team after 6 rounds really sticks out to be the champion. And even though the Sharks are 6 points ahead in the log, there's still a lot of improvement left in them as well.
Well, it's also wonderful to welcome back Motsidi Mohon. I've saved the best for last, say, must be, because we do need a beauty with the beasts, and we've got a couple of beasts in studio. But what's an action-packed weekend? Yeah,
only one lady amongst the guys, but it's been action-packed, of course, with all the other rugby competitions happening, the Cell-C Community Cup, as well as the Varsity Cup that's headed into its last day that will be happening next week, Monday. But let's talk a bit about Super Rugby. Round 7, dishing up some very interesting results. The Crusaders, unfortunately, falling to the Canes, the Melbourne Rebels beating the Brumbies, and then the Blues taking a 30-12 victory over the Highlanders. The Bulls and Chiefs, the most watched game on the weekend, and ending in a draw there at Loftus Versfeld. And of course, the Sharks bouncing back from their loss the other weekend to beat the Waratahs 32-10. Still at the top of the table, the Brumbies in second, and the two-time defending champions, the Chiefs, are third, as the Lions, the Tars, and the Blues, who make up the last playoff places. The Bulls in 7th, joint in points with all those teams on 16 points. Still, the Cheetahs struggling. They're at the bottom of the table, just 1 victory in 6 games, so they'll be looking to bounce back when they take on the Chiefs. Let's take a quick look at the team stats now. Some of the teams that are doing pretty well in Super Rugby. We'll take a look at the player stats a little later as well. You'd be surprised to see which players are doing so well despite their teams are not doing so great. With the tries, the Hurricanes and the Blues, 20 in the bag. Tackle successes going to the Tars. The scrum successes, the Lions as well as the Crusaders, 91% for both sides. And the yellow cards, well, you don't want to see your team there. It's the Chiefs, the Reds, and the Brumbies that are leading at the moment with 4. Great topic we're talking about today. Hit us up on Facebook, on our Facebook page, SS Boots, as well as on Twitter. Use the hashtag SS Rugby. With the new provincial tournament being mooted in Australia, and despite the proposed Rugby Championship Cup losing momentum in the Northern Hemisphere, should we be worried about an increase in player exodus as far as South Africa is concerned? We have a few comments on Facebook already. If you are using Twitter, follow us on our handle at SS Boots. We're going to put up some of those comments in a little while, but just let us know what your thoughts are. We're seeing a lot of players moving to the Northern Hemisphere. Is it money over what you want to do here in South Africa? But you can give us all your thoughts on that one on Twitter as well as on Facebook.